Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Hello, my name is Bo, and welcome to this music review and feedback stream here on YouTube. So if you don't know me, my name is, like I told you, it's Bo from Bo Beats, and we do these music review streams every other Friday. So basically, once every 2 weeks. And today I have some really cool tracks lined up for you guys that we're going to listen to, give feedback to, and simply have a chill Friday night. Or if you're in the US, I suppose it's in the Friday afternoon. And if you're in Australia, I don't know, is it like in the like 3 o'clock in the morning or something? I'm not sure. It's hard. So, hello everybody. Dark Slime Gaming, hello. Justin, good seeing you. John, good seeing you. Bend Over, good seeing you. Bend Over. That's a funny name. Justin Olsen, Leo, good seeing you as well. And I have a little sip of the tea. So you can see it's tea, it's not coffee, because otherwise I can't sleep. Ooh, hot. So just before Justin asks if I'm going to do a sneak peek of the A4 Mark II. No, but I wanted to show you guys before we get going with the music. This came in the other day as well. So if you're new here, I basically do a lot of synth reviews and synth videos. This is the Stylophone Gen X1 that they sent me for review. It's a funny little synthesizer actually. It's one of those more budget, more accessible synths, and I think it's definitely the kind of synth that you can ask your partner to buy or something. So it looks like it looks like this. So this is the Stylophone, or this way. And it sounds, I probably can't do it any justice. It sounds crazy. It's a little bit like the Monotron from Korg, but less noisy. Let's see if I can grab the pen. Wow. This is my own submission, by the way, to today's review stream. I haven't figured it out, but it's really cool. It has a little delay and everything. So this is, of course, coming up later on the channel as well. And if you want to know some more about what's coming up, next week I have another Matrix Brute video incoming with some cool new sounds that I made on it. And there's also another, like a Machine Jam video. I did some trance action on the Machina, and there's also an undisclosed, a secret Electron product, and some videos are coming next Friday, I think. I have it here, somewhere in the studio. Jeff Jenny, good seeing you as well. Sinister, good seeing you. Björn says, Sinister says, oh my god, it's so weird. I just came here from watching Gas Williams' review of this. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah. Yeah, super cool. Retro, good seeing you as well. Psych, good seeing you as well. So, Funster, Interpolate, good seeing you. Predrag, good having everybody here. So, like I told you guys earlier, we're doing the music review streams every other Friday. So, basically once every 2 weeks. And today we have some fun submissions here. And I do try and pick some random people, who are maybe first time on the stream as well, and try to play some stuff later on in the stream as well. So if you want to submit something, just check the description on how to do it. Either you just go to my Facebook and you look up the thread that is called the feedback stream with the big image, the feedback stream image, or you become a patron over on patreon.com/BoBeats. And I got some new patrons today, so thank you guys. Subhuman, good seeing you as well. Vicke, good seeing you. Heathcliff, good seeing you. And we are also turning up on 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy, super cool. And I'm actually, And the rate at which I'm getting subs is actually going up, 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 up. Wow. So that's cool as well. Predrag rocking the same chair. It's a DX. This is my gaming chair, the DX Racer. I was a kind of a hardcore StarCraft 2 player for a while, so that's cool as well. Dave Chippy, always good seeing you, Dave Chippy in the house. Yeah. Thank you, Psych. Thank you so much. It'll be super cool if we could, if we could reach 10,000 this live stream. I might do. I probably won't do anything, but it will be cool. So that's very cool. So I have a first track that I will play to you now, and it's I thought it was a really cool track. It's one of my from one of my new patrons that just signed up the other day, and he submitted this, and I'm going to link it as well here. And this track is called Mitternachts or Mitternacht, and the artist is called Wolves, or maybe I got this wrong. The artist is called Wolves, and the track is called Hide in Me. All right, there, I got it. And he's basically asking about, mixing and mastering, and I do have some pointers I wanna throw out there. So here it is.
When darkness falls,
So that was Wolves with Hiding Me, and he's a recent patron over on patreon.com/bowbeats, and he, submitted this and asked a little bit about what I thought about it, about the mixing and general fidelity of the tune. So of course, I thought I saw you guys in the chat. You were saying that this was a nice tune, and I agree. It's definitely quality music, and I did feel a little bit nitpicky when I started to listen to it and try to come up with something intelligent to say about it. But one thing I often do when I try, say something about a tune is I first off, I don't listen on these. I listen on I have two different systems, so I kind of alternate between them, and I often play something else in reference, and because sometimes it's hard, you listen to something that seems kind of fine, and then you listen to something else and you kind of compare it. So that's something I do a lot, kind of a standard technique, if you will. And so what I thought when I compared it to other tunes, and of course this can be a little bit a matter of taste, is that I thought it was a little bit bass heavy, and it did lack a little bit of a sparkle in the high end frequencies. It's kind of a, I wouldn't say muddy, but kind of like there was a little bit of a lack of a high end in high end frequencies, if that makes any sense. So and I also noticed that there was quite this heavy side chaining going on, kind of this pumping, ducking feel that was almost, I'm nitpicky here, but let me be nitpicky for once. I often try not be too nitpicky. Basically, when I was listening in different setups on this tune, I felt like the ducking effect was a little bit too heavy, like almost made me a little bit physically uneasy. And I'm not sure if you kind of applied that much sidechaining, maybe because you wanted everything to fit. And I wondered if maybe the tune would have felt even better if you just EQ'd a little bit more in the low end, where things were kind of massing up. Maybe added some EQ to the hi-hats, bringing them up a bit in the higher regions, the higher frequencies, just to kind of give the song a little bit more air and relying less on the sidechain. Now, of course, it's a matter of preference, and it's a style question as well. But that was kind of my thoughts when I listened to it, because I really enjoyed the tune. I thought it was a brilliant tune, really easy to listen to, really chill, and so on. So I think going for a little bit more crisper, sound in the higher frequencies was something I was longing for, especially not when I listened to your tune only, but when I listened to other tunes beside. I did feel like it had kind of a muffled sound to it and was really heavy in the bass region, and you kind of solved it by having a lot of sidechaining going on. Yeah, exactly, Tomek. I kind of agree that lacking in highs make it so nice dark. Yeah. I mean, these can be, of course, very subjective questions, but at the same time, I do feel that there are, of course, some objective ideas behind it as well. That you want some kind of, you don't want it to kind of, how to say it? Well, it's nice that it's kind of dark and it's kind of not that brittle. I still felt like maybe it was a little bit too muddy in a sense. Muddy might be the word. I mean, a little bit too dark and bass heavy, maybe. Context, good seeing you as well. Yeah, so a little more sparkle and a little less side shading. Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking. It was kind of hard because when you like a track, it's kind of hard to say that there's something to work with it. Let's see here. I think Interpollet said, I think Burial is a good example of someone who has nice highs but still maintains darkness. Yeah, I think I think in general, you know, you can still have a quite dark feel without, you know, cutting too much of the higher frequencies. That was, yeah. Pumping makes move, and the pumping sound isn't wrong per se, but I did feel like this was quite a chill track, and maybe the pumping was a little bit, say, 10%. Does that make sense? 15% too strong, or something like that. Something like that. It's very hard to say and to give feedback on something that you enjoy. But it's it's a fine line. I still wanted to say something about it, but it seems like you guys enjoyed this track, and I did too. It was really, really nice to listen to, for sure. And I see some other people here pointing out that maybe a little bit too heavy on the bass. So yes, I just thought there was so much going on in the bass and in the lower mids, and there was so little going on in the highs, if that's a way to say it. But let's move on. So we listen to Wolves and his track "Hide in Me." Let's see here. We are going to listen to another new patron called, and his name is Gus May, and he has a song here called Rain Day, I think. Rain Day, yes. Here's the track, and it's mixed and mastered, and you know, he had some general questions. Let's see, what was the questions here? I think he just, you know, wanted to hear a little bit about the mastering and mixing and what we think about this tune in general. So here is Rain Day by User Friendly. So this was Rain Day by User Friendly, a super chill tune here. And it has a really, like you guys have pointed out, it has a really pro sound to it. And I did spot some things more, because this is a finished tune, it's mastered, it's released in some way. And Gus was asking, you know, for general feedback as well. So I thought I'd, you know, say something. I really enjoyed this tune. I really did. This was, you know, one of the really, you know, one of those tunes I could really, you know, just get going to. So it's really nice. If I'm talking song structure, there was one thing that kind of threw me off, and it was that the first kind of verse before the first breakdown was a little bit too short. It could have, you know, doubled in length. Let me see if I can show you guys what I mean. Let's see here. Let's see. I think this is the part I'm thinking about here. So we have the drums coming in here. And it almost felt like you could have doubled that particular small area. You could double it, and then you go into the breakdown here, and then we get into the more kind of chorusy type thing. That was something I kind of just felt like when I listened, like, oh, felt kind of odd to me. But that was one of the few things that kind of caught me off guard. So kind of one more repetition that would have been really cool. But I'm really digging the chorusy feel around 1 minute. Super nice. And to be nitpicky, there was some places where some of the percussive elements were a tad too strong in comparison to the melodic content. Probably hard for me to kind of point out, find specific times, but it was mainly in the beginning of the track. There was some drum hits that were fairly strong, and while the pianos and the electric pianos and whatnot were kind of soft and mellow in the background, kind of lurking, and poof, came like a drum hit. And that was something that I was thinking a little bit about. Sometimes it was a little bit hard for me to... I've said this before, this is my general kind of philosophy on mixing. Where do you want to have the focus? So if you want to focus on the kind of piano things, and then suddenly these drum hits come in a little bit too strongly, maybe kind of can throw you off. But this is, I'm starting out with some nitpicky things today because I really enjoyed this track for sure. So yes. JT asks, did he master it himself or get help? I believe he got some help mastering it. Yes. Let's see here. Yeah, good to know, JT. I'll if he isn't here, I'll tell him that you would pay for it. So let's see here. You guys seem to enjoy it. That's very cool. Very cool. Okay, user friendly. Good seeing you. I hope you enjoyed the comments. Like I told you, I really enjoyed the track. It was right up my alley, definitely. The kind of music I would listen to for sure. And overall, I felt you nailed it. Just some small things I thought about, the percussive elements, some percussive elements hit being a little bit too strong maybe. But I think overall, you kept the attention, you kept my attention, and yeah, it was really pleasant for sure. So thank you for submitting it, and be sure to submit some more stuff in the future as well. I'm sure people will love to listen to it as well. So I'm sorry I don't have anything more intelligent to say about it, but it's a finished track. Just the one thing that I thought about with the repetition of the first kind of versey thing that I thought would be cool to kind of draw it out a little bit, because the track is only 3 minutes 40 seconds or something, so you could have drawn it out a little bit for sure. So very cool. And let's see here. Who else did I have lineups? Let's see here. Yes, we have Andrew Layden's track as well here. So Andrew is another patron. I just want to do the patron stuff kind of first. And Andrew submitted a track. And I can't remember. Maybe I missed your questions, Andrew. If you posted some, did you post some questions? I'm not sure, but I did write down some comments to your track as well. So let's play it. This track is called Mirror 2 by Andrew Layden. So this was Andrew Layden with Mirror 2. A really interesting experience, and you guys who have been following this live stream for a while, you might know that Andrew has been a long time supporter over on Patreon and been submitting some stuff from time to time. And I wrote down some things I thought about this. Now, firstly, I think that Andrew has really improved over time. I've always thought he had a, something interesting to bring in his music, some kind of daring and creative approach to sampling and how he uses it. And there's often this fine line between too crazy and something that works. And I think in this track, Andrew, you're really striking a good balance. Overall, I enjoyed the track. Of course, there are things that can be improved upon, but I really like the kind of blending of this kind of progressive, almost techno-ish type beat and the kind of more jazzy, fluttering pianos on top of it. I thought it was really cool. And I, of course, wanted to point out some things. I did feel like that deeper bass that came in around like 1 minute could have come in earlier, or at least in some part, maybe not in full, like in boom, like the big bass that came in around 1 minute, but maybe shorter, like with a shorter decay and sustain type bass could have come in earlier, because there were some kind of a little bit of lack of low end bass, because the arpeggio bass that you have is not very bass heavy. And but also I also thought that, of course, watch out for clashing bass frequencies, because you had so much bass in this track at the end because you kind of added stuff on top. So that's something to watch out for. I think if you play this on a bigger system, I mean, even in these headphones, they kind of rumble a bit. So if you play it on a system that can't, that's more sensitive, you would definitely hear that it's too bass heavy. So that was something I thought, but overall I really enjoyed it. Maybe just take another look at the structure of the song. There was some part of it, let's see here, around let's see here, see if I can find it. Yeah, maybe around like 1 minute or something. That kind of felt a little bit strange, like you weren't sure exactly in what direction you were heading in the tune. But then you come into a very nice breakdown around 1 minute 26 seconds, which I thought was really cool. We were hearing it in the background, and then it comes back in, and I really thought it was really smooth. So great job, Andrew, for sure. Definitely. Let's see here. Retro has an idea here. Bo, I have an idea. Why not prepare these tracks for listening and then let us vote for the best track here on the website? Maybe, Retro. I'm not exactly sure what we're accomplishing by doing it, but I'm open to the idea. Like I always say, if it's not too complicated to set up, I'm often on board with fun projects. Doing something with you guys for sure. Tyler Allen Johnson says something funny here. I spend way too much time watching music production videos to actually produce any music. Yeah, I can imagine that being a problem. I spend too much time making the videos to make some music. Retro, I think you have to, hit me up on Facebook or something. Write down your idea so I have, it's something to think about. Definitely. Yeah, exactly, Interpolate. That was also a point that I wanted to make with Andrew's track. The piano, having the same kind of piano, if it's a sample or if it's something that's played with a VST or something on top, it's basically the same type of fluttering going on all through the track. And I thought that maybe you should have changed it up, Andrew, a little bit more. You can hear it there. It's very similar. I love that it's not perfectly timed. I thought there was kind of a humane and genuine feel to it. But I do think that you could have changed it up a little bit more over the course of the track to kind of add some variations for sure. Definitely. So that was Andrew Layden's track. Now let's move on to, let's see here. Next up we have Predrag, another patron. Let's see here. I think he's called DJ Ape. I think this track is private, so we shouldn't. I won't link it, but I do have some interesting thoughts, I think, on this track. So let's listen to DJ Ape. track ends there. I didn't press stop. It just ended. But that was Predrag's little submission for today. Liquid Drum and Bass Work in Progress by DJ Ape. So, Predrag, I had a couple of things I thought about when I listened to it. So first off, you asked me if I thought kind of the chords were off or something. And while I can imagine that somebody listening to it might say, does this chord fit 100%? I thought it worked. Sometimes I think, especially in electronic music, when stuff is kind of, when it's not 100%, when it's not what you anticipate, when it's not perfect, or when it follows some kind of convention all the way, or when you have samples that maybe clash a little bit in terms of tuning, I think you can find some very interesting sweet spots where it doesn't sound bad, but it catches your attention. And this, I think, that the kind of progression you had caught my attention. And I use that as a way to understand, and to understand if I think something seems to work. Caught my attention. I didn't get annoyed by the chord progression in any way. So maybe somebody with a lot more technical knowledge could say this is right or wrong in a more technical sense, but I think it works. It just sounded nice. So the first thing I thought about here, Predrag, in your track was that maybe you should insert like a little bit of a different part right after the intro, because you basically have the same kind of chord structure, intro, and then you have this main chord structure. What I would like is kind of a verse, something maybe with less drawn out chords before you go into the main part that you have here. So this main part goes on and on, and what I think you should do is, insert something before this, something with a less based on that chord structure, and then move us into the chord structure as kind of a chorus type thing. And I also came up with, since you gave me some work in progress, I thought, let's go to town. So I thought you should add some vocals, and I even thought maybe add some choir stuff to it, because you have this beautiful little harmony here that I enjoy. Maybe some singing vocals or something. Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure. My vocal skills are. But I just wanted to give you some kind of creative input. Very cool, Predrag. Glad that you're thinking about vocals. I think this would be a killer vocal track. Or if you can't, dig up some cool vocals, you could just go with some na 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 na. Something like that. So I hope you enjoyed that. Enjoyed my efforts in singing to you guys. Some Bo Beats lullabies. So let's see here. That was Predrag's track. Next up we have a really short one. Bow rap. No bow rap, please. Here's a really short one by Tony Duncan. So Tony sent this over and just said, he wanted me to take a look at it. Let's see, what did he ask? So Tony says that I think where I struggle is melody and mixing. So what are your thoughts? And Tony is out on the road. He's driving at the moment, guys. So and he's listening to the stream, I think. So guys, let's all pray that my comments won't make him drive off the road or something. Sorry, that was a bad joke. That was bad. No, this is really cool. This Tony's track is really cool. So let's see here. Let's listen to it.
We have multiple casualties. GSW's in the medical check. Multiple casualties.
Control, be advised. Shots are coming from gate 7. Gate 7. Shots are coming from gate 7.
I'm in 7 days late on the 31st floor. I can hear the automatic fire coming from one floor ahead. One floor above us. 10-5-1 SC movement. A flashing coming up from about the third of the way up. Center, tower, all the way back.
Repeat, just be advised. It is automatic fire. Fully automatic fire from an elevated position. Take cover.
So this was Tony Duncan's track, De-Evolution, and as always, I think that you Tony, you nailed this kind of not crazy, but kind of disorganized, intentionally disorganized and intentionally a little bit over the top type sound with the samples and everything. You kind of catch my attention. Now, you were asking about the melody, and the first thing I thought about was listening was that the melody comes in a way that makes you surprised. The song starts out surprising you, catching you, but the melody comes in a way which is a little bit too much caught off guard, a little bit too much sudden. So let's listen to that again. So the song starts off here strongly with the samples, and I thought it was really cool. And then you go into the beat, and I thought that was cool as well. I really enjoyed the little bass line here that you got going here, really cool. Like somebody pointed out as well, maybe easing up a little bit on the reverb on the drums, especially on the kick. The kick gets kind of watered down when you have that much reverb going on. Yeah, so let's see here. Here it kind of comes in very suddenly. So it comes in. So what I would do is I would try and smoothen out that. If you wanted to come at that point, maybe do something like whoa, more something smoother with a little bit more a longer attack to it, kind of draws into your melody. I also thought that maybe, I think I said this on your last track, that maybe you should go back and just rework the melody, work at the melody a little bit more, because I did feel like we need some kind of melodic hook here to catch us, and I didn't really feel that this delivered. So let's listen a little bit more. We can see if we can come up with something. So I thought this was kind of cool. It was kind of cool line here. But then it, you know, then there's this long empty space, and then it comes back in. It was kind of cool. I dig it. I dig it. But maybe just because it's still a 4-minute track or something, you know, you build on that melody a little bit more. Let it evolve through the track. That's kind of what I was thinking about when I listened to the track in its entirety. To just don't stick with the original melody for, you know, because it's quite limited in one way. So you need to add something to it the further along we go in the song. There's also a sharp kind of snare or gunshot type sound that is very loud in the beginning, like very much in the beginning. There's something like a pow, some sound that was very loud in comparison to the other sounds as well. And I also think maybe that the vocal samples are a little bit too strong in comparison to some of the other elements as well. Yeah, so what I thought with the vocals was that maybe you could try and pan them a little bit, add a little bit more effect to them, and kind of, you don't need to have them front and center and take away kind of the attention from other things, rather atmospheric noises maybe. So I thought it had some real potential for sure. Sebastian, good seeing you as well. Let's see here. Interpollet has a good point here. I would filter the snare during the intro and when the other samples of the shootings happen. Yeah, that's a very good idea. So in the beginning of the track, your snare here is very loud or very strong. Now, if you just like Interpollet says, if you filter that down, you also create a variation. And this has to do with what elements do you want front and center? What elements do you want to have attention on? Where do you want us to be? And I think having the attention on the vocal samples and you know, the atmospheric stuff in the beginning is very cool. And then when a lead comes in, we should have the attention on the lead. Maybe add some more reverb to the lead. Use a little bit more cutoff on it to kind of take down the sharpness, because it kind of stands out, and just work at the melodic parts would be my kind of where I would continue the work, I think. But that's a really good point, Interpollet. Probably butchering that name. And like Discophone says, that there's too much reverb on the drums, especially on the kick. You should really, you know, be careful with the reverb on the kick. Definitely. Yeah, Interpollet has a really good point there as well. Using samples of news reporters, doing some kind of conclusion or you know, giving us closure in the track would be very nice as well. And Mufasu has a good point as well. The bass line should maybe come into a little bit more into the foreground at some point and bring up the intensity, and I kind of agree on that as well. Because in general, if we listen, we click the track here and listen to parts of it. The bass is kind of the same all through, so it would be kind of cool if you brought in the bass stronger at some point, or maybe added some kind of second layer to the bass at some points as well. That would be pretty cool as well, kind of intensifying the beat a bit. That would be very cool as well. So let's see here, who is up next? That was De-Evolution by Tony Duncan as well. So let's see here. We have Sharpen Strokes. So this is a non-patron that wanted me to play his track, and I don't really have that much to say about it, but we can listen to it. So here's the track. So this was Sharpen Strokes with a track called Threshold Consciousness. Now, I really dug the first part of this tune, where it was mostly like atmospheric ambient stuff. And when the drums came in, they came in way too suddenly, like super sudden. And there's also something that is a little bit off with the beat. It doesn't really mesh perfectly, and you know, talking quantization, talking like rhythm is not my forte. It's not something I'm really good at. But let me see if I can explain what I mean. So we've had 2 minutes without the beat, and pretty suddenly the beat appears. And there's a bit of swing, I think, on the beat. Something, a little bit a swing to the beat, which doesn't really fit with the piano. So the piano is still the same that we've heard before, but the beat comes in a little off in conjunction. And then we have these fillers, which are really cool. I really dig the sound, but they are also off. Now, I can't really explain it better. I'm not really good at verbalizing how you should do it, what's wrong with it. Maybe you guys can, but there's definitely something a bit off with the beat. And maybe like Dave says, that they don't fit the mood. Yeah, I was kind of thrown off by the whole thing. It suddenly became more of a... It was really interesting, like melodic, very chill, very mellow, and then the beat came in and it became something different. So I'm not really sure. It's kind of strange how it was introduced. Context asks, are you from the West Coast, Bo? Yeah, Joe, what's up? I'm from the West Coast, baby. Yeah. I'm from Stockholm. I'm from Stockholm, but I live on the... yeah, I guess West Coast Sweden. Interpolette says, I think the drums are too general, MIDI sounding and mechanical. I'd replace them with some field recording, something spooky like Dragon Plank. So, yeah, exactly, something like that. Skip the drums, go with the, you know, if you have a theme here, like a super dark, super mellow, go with it. Don't try and, do something else with it. And also, yeah, I didn't dig the sounds because I really enjoyed the sort of these sounds here. Super cool. Kind of lo-fi, kind of dark. But it also becomes very apparent when the drums come in that the stereo spectrum of this track is very small. You have the kind of pad strings I suppose, that have width to them, but the drums are very kind of dull, kind of mechanical, lacks the kind of feeling that you have with the piano. So it just feels like a track taking the wrong turn, I suppose, in that sense. But I listened to some of his other stuff, and he got some good stuff there as well. Heartful, good seeing you. Bowstream, let's go. Yeah, boys, let's hit the like buttons, guys. Let's hit the like. Let's get the likes up there. Let's get some people on here. You guys, if somebody wants to post the live stream link to like synthesizers and drum machines or something, tell people to come and join us. That would be super. I don't want to spam my shit too much. I already spam it way too much. God damn it. I'm like a spammer. But yes, and we are soon hitting the 10k subscriber mark, which is really cool. Let's see how it's going. Let's see how it's going with the 10k subs. So we are at 9,000. Let's do live sub count. Let's see here. Let's do it. Live subscriber count. Let's see. Can I? Let's see here. Yes. So. Can I add this somehow? Can I add this? Let me see if I can add it to the screen here while I'm at it. Just a little break here in the middle of things. Let's see if I can. I'll probably break the live stream. Let's see, a browser source. Let's add. Wait, what's this? This is the link. Let's add this here. See if I can I minimize this? It's all over the place. Here we go. Boom. There we go. I managed, and the stream didn't crash. John Whittaker, good seeing you as well. Are you going to do something special for 10k? Pole dancing. Now, probably just eat a synth. Slava R, good seeing you as well. Knight Rider, good seeing you as well. Knight Rider, I think I saw your post. I'm going to check it soon. Disco, don't we have a West Coast in Sweden? Yeah, is it called? Sorry. Yeah. I get a picture of Kurt Olsen when you say beat. Yeah. Go figure. yeah. We have a West Coast in Sweden. What are you talking about? Of course, it's West Coast, East Coast in Sweden. We don't. I mean, we have kind of a South Coast. Not really a South Coast. Do we say that in Sweden? South Coast? Never mind. Let's move on, guys. We listened to Sharp and Strokes here with Threshold Consciousness. A cool track that took a little bit of a wrong turn. It does seem we are. That's what we're thinking here. Floyd Erik Wafta. Vista super spaz name. Yeah, very good name. I love the name. I love it. Retro says, at 10k, eat whatever synth you like, but do not eat the microphone. So let's see here. Let's pull somebody. Let's pull somebody who's new here. Let's see here. Let's do Dave Chippy. Dave Chippy, you're coming up. It's Dave Chippy up in the place. Yes, feels good. So this was Dave Chippy up in the place. Not a new viewer though. I kind of misspoke earlier. Really smooth tune. Really smooth tune. You know what, Dave? You know what? I didn't really come up with anything while listening to it now. It's always hard, you know, when you get stuff how do you say, spontaneously, and you're supposed to say something about it. But I really dug it. I thought it was kind of cool. I did feel like I could see somebody, some vocals on top of it, because the melodic content was not super strong, so maybe vocals on top of it would make a lot of sense. But it had a really chill vibe to it. There wasn't really anything that kind of stood out as annoying or problematic in the mix to my ears. Just a very chill melodic tune. Yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Tyler Allen Johnson says, "Got me nodding." Yeah, kind of nodded to it. Yeah. Yeah, more variation on drumming. Yes. The fills. And maybe a clap. We want a clap. Yeah, maybe some more variations on the drums though. Maybe. But I really enjoyed it. I just thought that kind of some of the stuff in the mix felt thought out, felt smooth, felt nice with the strings coming in kind of in the background, in the back here. Felt kind of nice. I would probably need to listen to it on my monitors to say something of more importance. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Clap incoming. Yeah. The kick was really nice. Chris, good seeing you. If I haven't said hello to you, Gambetta, good seeing you as well. Let's see here. Knight Rider, who are you on Facebook, by the way, Knight Rider? Because you seemed like you wanted me to check your stuff. Yeah, I dug it. I truly did. Really nice, and people seem to enjoy it as well. Just some happy feel to it, good feels. Let's see here. Checking the thread here. Let me see here as well. So while I'm looking up, I'm going to look up somebody. But while we are looking him up, I'll play a guy named Jack and his tune here, Tantric Loop. This is well made and interesting. I thought this was a really nice little tune. Sorry for cutting it off. But I do think I messed up. I do think this is somebody else's tune. Sometimes it's hard with the stuff from the SoundCloud to keep everything in order. Let's see if I can find the correct one here. I'm not sure who submitted this. Maybe somebody didn't. Maybe this was a random tune. I'm not sure. I need an assistant. So guys, you know that. You heard it here first. But I thought it was a really cool tune as well. Let's see here. Was this the one? Okay, yeah, okay. So I didn't mess up totally. This was Jack or John Gentes' tune that we listened to, but it wasn't the tune that I thought we would be listening to. Does that make sense? This was the tune that I was thinking about. Very chill stuff as well. And I did have, John, you know, one thing I thought about when I listened to this tune in particular, because the other one I thought was really nice. What I thought about this one was just one thing, and that the drums felt a lot like a loop, you know. I guess there's about, is it like 3 minutes or something? Like 4 minutes of this part here, and I did feel like the loopiness of the drums were kind of strong. So that was what I thought, John or Jack, whoever you are, about it. I really dug it. I really dug the synth sounds, really dug the atmosphere. But on that particular track, the Light of Arendelle, is that a Lord of the Rings reference, maybe? I thought that there was a kind of a loopiness to the sound, to the drums, that were a little bit too repetitive for my taste. But that was kind of the only thing I kind of wanted to get across, because I thought it was a really, really chill track, both of the tracks. So let's see here. So guys, I'm just going to take a quick little break. You know, I need to go to the guys' room, and in the meanwhile, I'll play my little cringy commercial that I've made for you guys. And if you're interested in, you know, being more of a part of these live streams, you should check this commercial out and check out the link as well. So I'll be right back, guys. Did I break something? Seems I broke something. Does seem like I broke my video. Did I? Let's see here. No, it seems broken. Chances are that you're here because you like the kind of content that I publish on YouTube and perhaps even on Facebook and Instagram as well. And maybe some of the cringy humor that I bring into the synth genre. Sit back, relax, and just enjoy the ride. Yeah. And if you want to help the channel out, help me out, produce even more and better content, you can always go to patreon.com/BoBeats. But what's Patreon and what is becoming a patron? Well, it basically means that you donate a sum of your choosing every month. In exchange for that, you not only help out the channel and help me produce even more and better content, but you also get some small perks and rewards. So at the €1 tier, you get access to my Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group where we can communicate, you can ask questions and so on. And at €5, basically a cup of coffee every month, you get access to all the live stream VODs, the archived videos, bonus video materials, behind the scenes materials, and other things. And there's other tiers as well. So you can just go and read up on that. And I just want to thank everybody who's supporting me over there. It does help a lot. It makes it possible for me to devote this much time to the live streams, to making the videos, the tutorials, the jams, and everything. So thank you so much. And here we are. It seemed like I didn't break things too badly. And we are at 9,960 subs. Guys, find 40 people. Find 40 people. How hard can it be? Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much. I know you've been supporting me for a long time as well, so it's super. I'm super thankful for all the help. You know, in the beginning, I didn't really perceive that I would get anywhere close to the amount of support I've gotten, and I'm very thankful. And it's very strange, kind of hard to grasp, but I'm very thankful. And yes. Let's stop rambling and get on with it. This one says, if I could click 40 times, I would. Yes. Let me just close the door so my wife doesn't get super angry with me. So, let's see here. So we have Knight Rider. Knight Rider is in the chat, I think, but I wasn't sure, Knight Rider, which tune you wanted me to play. So let me just check what you wrote here. Let's see here. Oh, so Knight Rider stuff is made completely on the circuit, so that's very interesting. So here is the link to Knight Rider as well, and let's just I'm just going to press something here. Let's press a track. Knight Rider, I do feel I would love some more some modulation here on the bass. You know, so cut off, work the bass a little bit. It's getting a little tedious here. I love the beat. I love the beat, but it's getting a little bit stale. You need to keep us interested. I kind of dig the melody or the melodic elements here. But it's a little bit too long. So that was Knight Rider with his stuff made totally on the circuit, which is really cool. I definitely think you got, you know, I think with dance music in general, you know, do you get people moving? You got something going here, but needs more variation, needs to work the filter on the sounds a bit more, needs to change it up a bit more, and to also work on the kind of progression, kind of where are you going with the track? Where do you build, what do you build up towards? But thought it was really cool. In general, when I do the music feedback streams, I the stuff that is submitted beforehand, I can often give more, you know, detailed answers or descriptions to what I think about. and stuff, you know, stuff I pick on random now is a little bit harder to come up with clever things. But in general, I think you need to work on the variation on the track. You need to work the knobs a little bit more for sure. But I thought you got something there. So let's listen to Discophone's track. This is his track Day 7, which is sent to me very, you know, very how do you say, exclusively. So this is Discophone's track Day 7. So this was Discophone with his track Day 7. It's 7 minutes 50 seconds or 48 seconds long. So unfortunately we can't play all of it. As usual, I enjoyed this a lot, and it gets going a little bit more further in. I think it's really a cool tune. Now I did have some pointers to give you, Disco. So we can let me just get up the volume. You can hear the drums are getting interesting here as well. Super nice, super nice. So what did I write down for you, Marco? So one thing, you know, you're playing a little bit with fire with the sweeping. You have a sweeping bass, whoa, whoa, that moves through it all, and sometimes it's a little bit too intense. I think also that, you know, stereo bass sweeps can be a little bit difficult in that sense. So what I would try and do is kind of try and maybe compress it a little bit, or maybe filter out some of the higher bass frequencies. Something, I'm not sure if higher bass frequencies make sense, but my guess would be like 150, 200 hertz, maybe. I'm just, you know, I'm just guessing here, because sometimes it kind of overwhelms you. And especially when I was listening on my big system, I kind of noticed it, and that was just one, you know, mixing thing I thought about. You know, you don't want to lose the energy of that bass because it's so heavy, it sweeps, and it's interesting. But at the same time, you don't want it to kind of take over everything when it gets to those peaks, if that makes sense. Heartful, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me go and check you out, Heartful. Let's see here. Heartful got something brewing here. Let's see here. Let's see here. We have some stuff going on here. I have some stuff lined up. Let me see here. Wait, what happened? I closed something down. Let's see here. I suppose you're Eric, maybe? Let's see here. What you got going here? Heartful, I guess you're Eric, right? Yeah, exactly, Dave. You separate high and low bass and only sweep higher bass content. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it, Dave. Thank you for helping me out. Basically, the problem with a sweeping bass, if you sweep it with all the frequencies, you're shifting the balance of the bass all over the place, and it kind of takes over and it swells. At certain points, you know, it kind of took over. So that's something I really enjoyed it. Yeah, Heartful. I think I got your track here. Did you want me to kind of listen for anything specific? Let's see here. Let's close it down. But a really nice track, Disco, for sure. You know I like your stuff. I think your stuff is really good. It has a lot of feel to it. This is really cool. You have... is this your YouTube or is this somebody else's YouTube, Heartful? So let's see here. This is the link. Oh yes, off to a good start. This was Fix and Heartful, and a really nice synthwave type track. And I guess the track is called 2080. Really nice, really nice. So it's kind of. This was really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. This is my type of music. Definitely, it's not the type I kind of make, but I really enjoyed it. Now, something that kind of stood out to me that was that sometimes I did feel, if I'm going to be nitpicky, that the leads were kind of low in comparison to the rest. Maybe that's a style to go for. I just felt like one of the leads in the early parts. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, the kind of main. I was wondering if that was a little bit low. Maybe I would have loved it stronger, but maybe that's a preference thing. Maybe. Kind of hard when the tune is overall great. So Heartful, very nice as well. Very nice job. But I would. My preference tells me I would have wanted the lead a little bit stronger, maybe a little wetter, you know. But definitely, don't complain, Bo. It was 10 out of 10. Yes, it was 10 out of 10. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, Heartful says, I know what you mean. I'm of the same opinion, but Fix had some stuff a bit comped, but yeah. It just felt, you know, the sound was really tight, like this super current sound. But I would have loved more air because it's very compressed. The track is kind of compressed overall. It gives it this really, really tight sound and a very current sound. But I would love more air to the leads and, you know, giving them a bit more room because the melodies were real pleasant and everything. So, so that was my take on it. But you're doing some great stuff, mate. Doing some great stuff for sure, for sure. This was really nice. So let's see here. I wanted to play John's track. So John, if you're still here, John submitted a track called Urban Beat. Yeah, exactly, the Heartful. That kind of had this kind of EDM sound to it, but it was synthwavy. So that was kind of where I, you know, got thinking. Dave says, we're getting so good at this, the Bo is not even giving feedback, just sits down and listens to music. Yeah, exactly. That's why I prefer work in progress stuff, because it's, you know, gives me something to work with. But it's always also very nice to have different stuff coming in, you know, at different levels, you know, keeping it fresh. So here is a track by John. Are you still here, John? If not, I'll try and hit you up later and tell you that I listened to your track. This is the kind of track where you just want to go whoop, whoop, whoop. Is this the type of track where you do some kind of mumble rap? Just kidding, just kidding. Here you go with some speed rapping on this as well. Super nice. So, this was Urban Beat by John. John is a long-term viewer of the stream, and I thought it was kind of cool. I did feel it was a little bit too tedious, and you know, things didn't change up quickly enough for my taste, and maybe a little bit monotonous in the types of sounds that you were having, like in the beginning here. If we just click through it. I love that you played with the different, like you say in the chat here, the different speeds of the vocals. That was super cool. I thought, you know, you had a really good vibe to it, but I also thought it was a little bit too repetitive, and maybe you needed to switch something up in those vocal lines. Maybe cut them off for effect, like da 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 da, something like that. Maybe. So that was kind of my take on it, but it's cool. It's cool. Very cool. And no, I probably couldn't rap over this. I need to get my, you know, I need to write some. I need to write some English lyrics that I can, you know, lay on you guys whenever we are listening to beats, just to keep it fresh. So let's see here. Let me see here. Who submitted something that is nice? We have had a lot of great music tonight. Definitely. Discophone, have a nice time at the sauna. You know, spank yourself with that rice for me. He's Finnish, so that's what they do. In the sauna. Let's see here. What did you say, Owen? So you forgot that the stream was happening. Yeah, it's easy to miss. So we're going to listen to Gambetta. This is I won't link it. It's a private track, but it's definitely worth checking out. So let's see here. This is from one of the patrons, Sammy, who just joined up on Patreon. Let's listen here. I thought this was kind of cool. Now, what should I say about it, guys? This is super minimal. Super minimal stuff, just like you say here in the chat. Yeah, Retro is really minimal. It's not the kind of stuff that I usually listen to be honest. But I could definitely see myself like putting this on and just, you know, doing some kind of work-related stuff, just having this on in the background. If I'm going to talk about the mix, I would say that I would like more bass. Interpolate, yeah, exactly. Exactly, more bass, bring it up a bit. I would like it to pump a little bit more, giving it a little bit more urgency, to the beat, a little bit more tension to the beat. Because it's not getting me. I don't really feel the kind of, you know, the bass is not moving me enough. That's where I'm at with the mix here in this track. You know, how to say it? Yeah, yeah, definitely something more in the bass region for sure. Dorfman says, I thought I was getting notifications on Steam and it was the track, lol. Yeah. Yeah. JT, thank you so much for keeping us honest with the likes and everything. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. But I would like some more pumping feel to it, a little bit more pump. Maybe here. I'm not really big on the side chaining, but maybe a more sidechain bass to get it moving. I'm not sure if that takes away from the minimalistic approach, but you know, something to get a little bit more pumping. Maybe it's hard because that kind of minimal stuff is not really something I've ever dealt. I think I've tried most styles. I've even made country music at one point. True story, but that kind of minimal techno stuff is not something I've dabbled that much with, to be honest. Yeah, so I think we will be winding down soon, guys. I do feel like the energy is leaving my body. Is there anybody still here who would be very happy to see me play your tune tonight? There will always be a next review stream, probably in 2 weeks' time. But if there's still somebody here who has this bow itch, the itch for the bow feedback. Retro, did you submit? Under what name? Under let's see here. Me. Let's see here. Let's see here. Check Zero G Spin from Strandal. Zero G Spin. Let me go to SoundCloud. We can check it out. Zero G Spin. Strandal. There we go. There we are. Let's play it. So here's the link to Retro's track. interesting little breakdown you got there. So the first thing I thought about was that the drums you have going on here. I was mainly thinking about the ones you have panned. I was wondering if they were maybe a tad too strong. Like, I think you could, because they have a very, very specific feel to them. So they felt a little bit too strong in my ear cups here. I also thought that you were running with you have a progression here, melodic progression, and what I was kind of missing in this type track was I was almost expecting you to add a melodic line on top of it, because as it is, everything just follows the same chord or note progression. And I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be cool, like, to have something on top of this, something more melodic? That was what I was thinking. Yeah, it's an electro track. Yeah, for sure. I thought it was really cool, a cool sound for sure. So that was just something I'm throwing out there. I was kind of half expecting some kind of more melodic line, but maybe that's not part of the style. It's very hard. It's hard with the finished stuff, but I love the style, a lot of it. I thought it was really cool. It's definitely something I could see myself listening to more. So maybe, you have to take it with a grain of salt. I'm getting a little tired here late in the evening, but I was kind of sitting here like, could go with something melodic on top. That was my take on it. But overall, I thought the mixing sounded good from what I could hear. It was just the drum hits that you have panned that I thought was a little bit too strong. But other than that, I thought it sounded pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of what so guys, I'm actually feeling a little bit tired. I've been going strong here for almost 2 hours. It's always a pleasure to live stream for you guys, but I do need to take care of my energy levels. So if you're new here and I didn't play your stuff, please press that follow button here, subscribe here on YouTube, press the follow button on the Facebook, where I will be updating beforehand on the music streams for sure. Michael caught a snippet of the live feed. So if you follow me on Facebook, and you can also follow on Twitter /BoBeatsMusic, you get the notifications whenever I plan a live stream. And if you're here early and you submit stuff early, it's easier for me to write stuff down and get thinking about what you're submitting. It's always hard. I'm the kind of guy who I like to kind of sit down and think a little bit more when I give feedback. I guess it's the teacher in me. I teach on university level, and I'm used to having like a couple of hours before. I actually have a script that I go for the first like 10 submissions or something. So that's what I do, and it's also because I want to really think about who is the person, what is the style of music, where are you coming from, why are you asking for feedback, and kind of in what general area did you want feedback, what you want feedback on, what kind of area of the tune, is it structure, mixing, or whatever. So that's why it's good to get submissions early. But of course I can't, as we've seen here, it's hard to play more than a couple of tunes every stream. I'm starting to learn how to kind of cut down so we don't listen to whole tracks all the time, and maybe get quicker to the point. But it does take time to do it. That's just the thing. And if you really want to be featured and so on, to get better chances, you can always head over to patreon.com/BoBeats, where I always make a little thread where you can submit stuff as well, for sure. Rephaser, good seeing you as well. Uh, always with the jokes. You can congratulate me at my new Mark II unit that I got. You can congratulate me on that instead. Booyah, baby. Kilu, yes, it's ending. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours, in 10 minutes in 2 hours, and I'm trying to keep the streams under 2 hours because it's, you know, nobody watches a 2-hour stream, almost nobody, and it does feel like if your song is in the end and you couldn't see the whole thing, maybe, you know, my kind of general tips and ideas don't get through anyway. So that's why I'm trying to limit the length of them as well. So just winding down here a little bit. It's always a pleasure to stream. So what's coming up? What's coming up on the Bobeast channel next week? Because I'm not releasing any more videos except this stream. I think I will be releasing this stream. And what's coming up next week? Well, I'll be doing a video on the Matrix Brute. I think the Matrix Brute video will be coming on Monday. And then on Wednesday, I'm doing a trance type jam. We can listen to it. We can listen to the trance jam. Let's listen to the trance jam. Trance jam. Let's see here. Here it is. A Bobeats sneak peek. A little sneak peek at my new trance track that is coming out. It's not mixed at all. It's just a project that I made with the Deep Matter expansion for the Machina. But I thought it turned out pretty good. If you guys remember, I actually made this, the start of this, I made it on my birthday stream. Actually, that's where I started out. So I kind of finished it, or yeah, semi-finished it, and made a little jamming video of it. I think it can be interesting to watch, and I think that's coming out on Wednesday. And on Friday, guys, we have, I can show you, let me do a sneak peek, guys. Sneak peek. Sneak peek. Sneak peek. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Boom boom. Naked picture. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. Dum 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 dum. Dun dun. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. There's something there. There's something there. Nice cables. Yeah, cable mess. Cable mess under the desk. Yeah. There's something nice there. That is coming out, or I will be doing some videos on it next Friday for sure. Dead pixel on my screen. Damn, Dave. Damn, Dave. That's too bad. That's too bad. That's too bad. So yeah, that I'm going to do some stuff on that for next Friday. It's a new Electron box. You guys can probably figure the rest out. It's not the Octatrack though. I didn't really feel since I have the Octatrack Mark 1, I felt like I can do most of the things I want to do on it. So yeah. Tyler, glad you liked the stream today. I thought we had some really good tracks today. So guys, if you want to, you can always go back and watch the VOD as well if you want to. That'll come out. And if you haven't, I actually released an interesting review today on the Machina expansion Deep Matter. I think the review, even if you're not a Machina user, I think the review turned out pretty well. So that's something you can check out as well. So guys, I'm going to say goodbye for tonight. I'm going to run my little ad one more time and then I am off. So guys, thank you so much as always for being here. Thank you so much for the support and love, and thank you for giving all the nice feedback that we've given tonight. And I hope to see you all on the upcoming live streams as well. So peace out. Chances are that you're here because you like the kind of content that I publish on YouTube and perhaps even on Facebook and Instagram as well. And maybe some of the cringy humor that I bring into the synth genre. Sit back, relax, and just enjoy the ride. Yeah. And if you want to help the channel out, help me out, produce even more and better content, you can always go to patreon.com/BoBeats. But what's Patreon and what is becoming a patron? Well, it basically means that you donate a sum of your choosing every month. In exchange for that, you not only help out the channel and help me produce even more and better content, but you also get some small perks and rewards. So at the €1 tier, you get access to my Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group where we can communicate, you can ask questions and so on. And at €5, basically a cup of coffee every month, you get access to all the live stream VODs, the archived videos, bonus video materials, behind the scenes materials, and other things. And there's other tiers as well. So you can just go and read up on that. And I just want to thank everybody who's supporting me over there. It does help a lot. It makes it possible for me to devote this much time to the live streams, to making the videos, the tutorials, the jams, and everything. So thank you so much.